Oh, yikes! Whole fish! And now with the eyes. Even sliced is not that appealing. But here's an idea. You could have it with chips. Even better, you can make a tray bake. I'm using the freshest, most succulent cod, and it's got a wonderful roasted pepper topping. There's a little preparation for the topping and these thin sliced potatoes, but the actual cooking of the fish takes only 10 minutes in the oven. You can either use a jar of roasted red peppers or make your own. Here are 3 Romano peppers, cut in half with the seeds taken out. Then put them on a sheet of baking paper on a tin and drizzle with lots of olive oil and seasoning and cook for 25 minutes in a hot oven. You'll see the skins at the top. They peel off really easily. In a small pan, put a little bit of oil and then some chopped spring onions. That's the base for this little topping. Then you add your peppers. These happen to be fresh ones, but the ones from a jar are perfectly good. Then there's parsley and anchovies. These are additional but optional. Now you start by frying the spring onion a very little bit, and then you continue by adding some of the peppers, not the juice at the moment, just the dry peppers. Now for a few more ingredients. First, a couple of cloves of peeled garlic, crushed and mixed in over slightly lower heat with the peppers. And then when they've gone in, add the chopped parsley. A few tablespoons will do. And following that, you will need to add some chili flakes. These are optional too, but they do give it a nice flavour. So I'd say half a teaspoon of chili flakes to this amount of 2 or 3 peppers it's going to be. And finally, a spoonful of tomato puree. This is going to make a fairly small amount of topping, and the reason I'm only doing half of it is because on the second lot I'm going to do it exactly again with the anchovies. I don't want to mix the two up, but some people don't like the flavour of anchovies, and so I'm making a small amount first and then doing it again with the anchovies. So here it is, ready to be buzzed up and made very smooth. Just showing you the second one where I'm adding the anchovies, about 2 or 3 whole or chopped anchovies going in with the exact same ingredients that we've done before. Spoon the mixture into the bowl of a hand blender. Then buzz it up for just a few minutes until it is absolutely smooth. It doesn't take very long, and it does make a noise which I've turned down now. When it's completely smooth, spoon it out and pour it into a bowl. You see I've got the 2 different ones here. I've got the one with anchovies now just done, and I've got the other one that I made a little bit earlier. So this is going to make enough for 2 people. Now we've finally got to the important part, the fish. This is 2 pieces of cod loin. They come from a specialist fishmonger, not a supermarket. They are really superb pieces of fish. To add to it, we've got a potato which I'm going to slice up, and I've got some mange tout and some mushrooms just to finish off the dish. I'm slicing the potato quite thinly, and then I'm drying it with a paper towel. Also, I've got some mushrooms, some sugar peas or mange tout, and the rest of the peppers, and there is the sauce. Now to cook it and assemble it. Preheat the oven to 190 centigrade, 380 Fahrenheit, and while this is happening, just fry the little mushrooms in a tiny bit of olive oil until they're brown on both sides. Cover a baking tin with baking parchment and put the sliced potatoes on. They'll take about 20 minutes to cook on the first side. Then turn them over. You can see I haven't put any oil at all on these. If a few of them are getting too brown, cover them up with one that isn't so brown. Leave a space in the middle. That's where you're going to put the fish. Now put the 2 pieces of cod in the center and then drizzle over a little bit of olive oil, some freshly ground pepper, and a sprinkling of salt all over the fish. The final touch is what we made at the beginning, the red pepper sauce that goes on the top. Now press it all into the top of the fish and it's ready to cook. It takes a surprisingly short time, just 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, don't open the door of the oven, but turn it off and set the timer to another 7 minutes, which is 10 minutes in all. By that time, it will be completely cooked and beautifully succulent in the middle. To serve it out, you put the potatoes on one plate and you put the cooked mange tout and the peppers on another plate and the mushrooms. And there you have this terrific dish. Who says you need to go out to a restaurant to get food like this? You can make it at home. Hello everyone, I'm Judy Jackson. I want to tell you why I've chosen the title Mediterranean cod for this dish. It's because years ago there used to be a famous diet called the Mediterranean diet, which went wild and everybody loved it. Basically, because it contained things that everyone loved, which was olive oil, garlic, tomatoes, peppers, fish, and some meat, of course. But nowadays, nobody's thinking about the diet, and instead what I was trying to recreate was a dish that you might find in a restaurant. It's the sort of thing that you could order in Giorgio Locatelli, the great Italian restaurant in London, or you would see it in the books of Nigel Slater. But I have to say that this actual recipe was created by me, and what I want is to hope that you would like to give it a try. And it started with a view of fish, because a lot of people think they don't like fish, and so I made a little joke of it, but I would be delighted if you give it a try. Anyway, if you like it, please click on the subscribe button and maybe tell your friends. Thank you very much for watching.